This
my AEM
conference will
started.
now be recorded.
Okay. By the time this happened, AEM got started, and it took in total 750 seconds to complete the installation and everything. So initially it will tell you the time, and if you just go and reload this, it would have generated a lot of logs, everything. Now let's go and let's reload this guy now, and you will see that all the bundles are in active state. So that means our AEM has started. Let's close this. And as soon as AEM will start, you have two options. Either you can click on this localhost 4502, which will open this kind of window in your default browser, or you can simply type localhost 4502 and press enter. Again, it will open the same thing. Once you have reached this window, okay, the first thing is you have to enter the username and password, and by default, the username and password is admin and admin of your localhost. Okay, click on OK. For the first time, when you have created the AEM instance and when you're trying to access any page, it would be a little bit slower. Reason being, in the background, all the indexing, all the caching, and all those things are happening in the background. So once the page has been opened once, it won't take a lot of time next time onwards. That has to be kept in mind. So if any page is taking 1 minute, more than 1 minute to load initially, that's absolutely acceptable. Next time onwards, it will open in barely seconds. That's one thing. Let's close this guy. Now, from the presentation, we saw how installation, and right now our AEM is running in author plus sample content mode. Let's go and see the important consoles that we have in AEM. First and foremost is your CRXDE. CRXDE is the code editor, as the name suggests, and you can manage your properties, and it will give you the full access to the repository. Whatever you are seeing over here, somewhere it has been saved in the repository. Whatever you see, all these cards, all these options. On the right side, you see this navigation section. All these things have been settled, or all these things have been created, configured in the repository. This CRXD will give you the complete access to the repository if you are admin user. So to reach CRXD, you can either go to General, click on Tools icon, go to General and click on CRXD, or you can type localhost 4502 slash CRX slash D. That's it. Press enter. Both will take you to a one place, which is called as CRXD console or CRXD window. This is where all your development would be done. Okay, this place is where you will see all the files, all your development, all your component building, template building, your mapping, page, everything. Whatever you build wherever, everything would be present and stored inside one of these folders. Any questions? Guys, any questions?
No, Ashish, it's great.
Okay. Then
Yeah,
let me. Yeah.
Can you tell me the basic requirements to install the AEM, the latest version?
Java has to be there. Java has to be installed, Java 8 or 11. Okay.
Okay.
Then you need the jar file.
I'm
Jar
actually, yes,
and the
sorry.
license file.
this system requirements, how much,
Okay,
I mean,
system requirements, you mean?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, the system requirements are, I'll just tell you.
Okay.
You need, try to have 8 GB of RAM, okay? Minimum like 8 plus. I suggest I have 8 GB and it has been working smoothly in my system. But if you go below 8 GB, the performance, because ultimately this is also, it acts as a server. If you're listening to some port, it's your AEM server. So eventually, with all the indexing and all the segmentation, all the things which are happening, and all the versions which are getting created internally, the size of this repository keeps on increasing. So that's why if the size is more, processing time would be longer. So initially, if it is behaving fine in 4 GB RAM, it's okay, but you'll have to make sure that you keep on reducing the size. That's one thing. But 8 GB is recommended and it works flawlessly with 8 or 8 plus. Space wise, I would suggest 10 GB of space. It will need, eventually it will turn from 2 GB to 10 GB. Right now, if you see the properties of this one, it's almost 2 GB. But after usage of some days creating the pages and all the versions and everything that gets created, this will keep on increasing to a 2 GB, 3 GB, 4 GB, and so on. So higher the space, better it is, but 10 GB of space is fine as well. And any kind of OS works over here. This is fine. There is no limitation that you need Windows or Linux. Either is fine. Mac will also do. There's no problem. It's just that in Mac you won't be able to double click on these files. You'll have to use the command to run it. Now, any more questions about any other thing?
CRXT is a repository for AEM.
Repository editor, you can call it code editor. See, this is the definition. This is what the short description is. It will give you a full repository access, whatever repository you have. It's an interface which will let you access the repository, and you can edit the code that each file contains. For example, let's open this file. Let's go to components. Let's see forms. Let's see forms. No, no. See this HTML, for example. Let's say you want to modify this HTML. You can simply modify and save it. Done. Now, if you close it and you again reopen it, the value is present. So it will let you edit the code. This is my one node. I can add properties to this node and so on. And most of your time would be spent here in AEM. In author environment, when you are working, when you are developing things, when you are testing, majority of the time would be spent on this window. Okay. So now let me explain what these folders are there for. And I'm not going to explain each one because right now they won't make any sense. The important ones for the training phase or for the initial phase for the first or 2 weeks is apps, content, libs. Okay, these are the three folders which we are interested in. I'll repeat them again: apps, content, and libs. So apps folder is something where all your custom code, custom project details would be stored. So whenever you are whenever you are creating, let's say you are working on a project called as Quickie, for example. So all the components all the client libraries, all your configurations, all your internationalizations, everything would be stored inside apps, your templates as well, static templates. Custom, okay, you can associate apps folder with a custom code, content folder with the pages. All the pages that you will create for Quick Heal will be stored under content folder, and libs library. As the name suggests, this is the folder where your all the code that Adobe has provided you, all the features, all the out of the box functionalities, out of the box components, out of the box workflows, everything that Adobe has given you is placed inside this libs folder. Any doubt in these three?
Ashish, can you explain what is present in the content folder again?
Yeah. So everything related to your pages. Pages, when I say, as initially I mentioned that you can create websites and you can manage it, right? So you must be creating some HTML pages for it. So all the pages which are created, they get stored in the content folder. So how the functionality is repository structure wise, we will see all these things in like eventually we'll see everything how it is getting stored, what exactly is happening. But if you have to remember it by one line, what is the importance of content folder? You can think it from pages. Everything related to page would be stored over here. Then in content, okay, I'll come to this in some time. Now the second point is DAM. As the full form of DAM is Digital Asset Manager, DAM admin or Digital Asset Manager. What it does is the next screen. So you can reach to DAM via two. I did not explain you this. So to reach DAM admin, you have to type localhost 4002 DAM admin. Okay. These URLs are something which you should try to remember. Now there's another place from where you can go to DAM admin. That is, click on the configure option, no, sorry, navigation option. Click on the navigation option, go to assets, go to files. So this is also your DAM manager, and this is also your DAM manager. If you see or look at the folders, VKND events, VDetail screens 4, 5, 6, 7. If you compare it, screen events, catalogs, core components, tip projects, core components, catalogs, projects. So everything is same. Whatever is present over here, this is also same thing is present over here. So whatever you can do from this window, you can do it from this window as well. But why the look and feel is different is because this window that you see, this is your classic UI window. AEM, when AEM was launched, only classic UI was present in AEM. Classic UI was powerful at the time when you did not had handheld devices, you did not had a lot of touch screen. Everybody was using your classic desktop apps, desktop or laptops to configure things. But nowadays, there are so many screen sizes, so many resolutions, so many things. because of which to cope up with the demand. And also classic UI was not responsive. So Adobe implemented a new interface and called it Touch UI. And as the name suggests, touch, right? It says that it is more focused toward touch devices, which which are like your smartphones, your laptops, again, anything that has the touch functionality. So that is the difference between classic UI and why touch UI came into existence, even though classic UI was there. And whatever you can do in touch UI, same things can be done in classic UI. The only difference would be the look and feel would be different. This one looks more refined, more modern as compared to this one. This one looks like old generation thing. But each has its, like each developer has its own feature, own preferences of using it. I personally prefer this one because I find it easier. I can see all things at one place. What exactly is there? I do not have to, for example, if I try to on the same thing, get this one, let's say catalogs. I'll have to I'll have to go here and there. Again, it's a personal preference. I prefer this one, classic UI. That's it. So this is your DAM where your assets would be uploaded. So you have a DAM hierarchy. Let's try to upload an asset inside this folder. So to upload an asset from the classic UI, simply click on new file, browse for the asset. Let's say 6.5. I'm not sure what that is. Click on upload. It will get uploaded and the image got uploaded. And if you double click on this image, it will show you how the image is looking. And on the click, it will download it in classic UI. But in touch UI, if you go to VKND events, and when you try to open this image over here, you have the preview option. So you will have a preview option of image. You can edit that image, you can download it, you can perform a lot of operations on this. Okay. So this is one thing. Now everything will, like, this is your DAM admin. I'm sorry for the background noise, guys. Just give me a second. I'll get it. I'm so sorry. So coming back to this one. So you can upload assets, you can create folders, and I'll show you how you can use this in the page. But for the time being, anything that has to be done with the images assets be done either with the DAM admin or with this console. Any questions?
Ashish, how we can upload by using Touch UI?
Yeah, it's the same process. Close it. Okay. So you're right. I should have shown you that as well. So right now you have a create option over here, right? Create folder files and all these things. Click on files. Let's say I'm not sure what this images should contain. Okay. Click on open, upload. Process is again same. Over here, it's showing processing because as soon as an asset gets uploaded in AEM, there's a workflow which gets triggered on it, and that workflow does a couple of things, but I'll explain what exactly that does when we touch the workflow part. But now the image got uploaded in Touch UI, and if you see this, just do a quick refresh, and you see this image is present over here as well. So this is the console, but where does it exactly get stored in CRXD? So for that, inside content folder where all our pages were, there is one more folder called as DAM, the first folder. If you inspect or if you expand it, you will see the weekend events, detail screens, projects, and all those things, all the folders which we saw over here, they are present over here as well. And if you go to weekend events and if you try to expand it, you will see all the images 1.jpg, 1.jpg 6.5 TUT. Both are the ones which we uploaded, one from Classic UI and one from Touch UI. This was uploaded from Classic and this was uploaded from Touch. Both got uploaded, both got stored at the same place. This shows that this is Classic UI or Touch UI. Both are simply showing you the data that is present at a particular folder. And whatever you are doing in either of them will point to same thing, and they'll like modify the nodes. One more thing that has to be kept in mind over here is go to the assets. You see this folder /content/dam. As soon as you get inside weekend events, this becomes /content/dam weekend events. If you copy this path, if you search for it, it will resolve to the parent folder of WKND. Similarly, if you click on anything, the URL will change. This URL that is present over here will resolve to a particular folder inside your CRXD. That is how AEM understands which folder it is trying to show or what data it is trying to render. So anything that I update in CRXD would be automatically picked up over there. So for example, right now I'm calling it WKND events, right? Let's change it to, let's do a quick refresh. And whatever I changed in CRXD got updated over here. Similarly, if I reload this page, it got changed to WKND events new. So everything is interlinked with CRXD. Whatever changes you will do in CRXD will get reflected in these pages or any other console that you see. Now, the next thing that is present over here is called a site admin. So site admin, again, as the name suggests, that also is going to have two consoles. One is Classic and one is Touch. So you have site admin. The direct way of reaching site admin is like this. And the another way of reaching site admin is by clicking on this top icon. Click on this guy. Click on navigation. Go back. Click on sites. Again, you see there's a difference over here. The data that is being shown. Eventually, you will not be interested in majority of the things because this assets folder, see, this is inside admin as well. This is showing you the DAM. This is your DAM folder. And if you go and check the name of your DAM folder, should be assets. Where is it? So the name of your DAM folder is assets. Actual name is assets. So that's why you see assets folder. In CRXD, every folder which is present over here is shown, but in Classic, in Touch UI, you have something, things are limited. But still, all the pages which we are interested in, the page is vDetail. This is the project which is given to us by Adobe itself. That if you are trying to learn something, if you're trying to experiment something, you can learn this page. Let's open one page from here. Let's open English. From here, again, this is getting open for the first time, so it will take at least a minute. Meanwhile, you can open the same page from here as well. Okay. So if you come over here, you can simply double click on this page. It will open it for you. And as I explained, this path will get resolved to a particular place in your CRXD. You can open the page from here as well by double clicking on the icon. So all three of them are trying to load the same page. But the only difference is this part, editor.html part in the URL. When I tried to open the page from the sites, I got editor.html in the URL. When I opened the page from CRXD, I did not get editor.html. And when I tried to open it with the site admin, I got editor.html as well. So by the time that is getting opened, this is the console, and if you want to create any page, all you have to do is click on create page, and you'll have to select the template. Let's see over here. God, it's a mess out. AEM is busy in opening these pages, so that's why it did not. But yes, you can create this page, and page creation, site creation, all these things we'll see eventually when we reach to the level that where we have to create the pages with the templates that we have. Let's explore other screens for now. Then you have something called as package manager. Package manager is a place or a console. Let me close all these things. They're making a mess. This shouldn't be this fragile. I'm not sure what is happening, but I'm showing you another thing that can be done. So these things, whatever I'm encountering, these are very common problems that eventually you will also encounter. So in this case, you have a couple of things that can be done. Your localhost 452 is not responding now. Try to open system console. Okay, I thought I'll be able to show you what exactly you need to do, but it started working, so let's forget it now. So I had opened English page. I need this page to show you some things. And another one was explaining about package manager. Okay, So package manager, you have two places from where you can reach to the package manager. Go to tools, go to deployment. In the deployment, you have packages. Click on packages and it will open the package manager for you. Or you can directly type the same URL and it will take you over here. This is one console which does not have a classic UI or touch UI difference. There is only one classic UI appearance. That's it. There's no touch UI appearance for it. So what it does is all the data that you see in CRXD, all the data on nodes, everything that you see in CRXD, let's say, for example, button. This is one node. You can make a package of it. Package as in you can only take all the necessary files which are required, which are rendering this button over here. You can take these, you can create a package of it. Let's say create package. I'll name it. We detail. Add a filter that what should your package contain. Save it. Build it. What is happening? I think it didn't get copied. I think I made the package of the pages which are present under EN in content folder, but never mind. So you see all the data that you just made a package of it can be downloaded. And tomorrow, if you want to share it with someone else, you can share it. That let's say somebody deleted this VRetail folder. VRetail, this folder that is present inside XD. I go and delete it. How do I recover it? So you can ask for this package from someone else. That is one way. Or you can simply reinstall this package in your system. It will reinstall. So packages for sharing, installing some content from outside into your AEM. Okay, that is the use of package manager. Another one is user admin. So user admin is something where you manage all your users. Excuse me. So you would have observed whenever as soon as I opened my local host, it asked me for some credentials, right? Admin and admin. That is the credentials that I entered. But the management of those credentials, what kind of permissions each user can have, because in your real life projects, you're not going to have admin level permissions or you're not going to give admin credentials to everyone. Each user will have their own account and they will have certain permissions. So creation of users and their management happens via this console in AEM. This is called as user management or user administration console. And let's say, for example, hide groups. Let's say this is the admin. If you check the permissions of this admin, he or she has permissions of all the things that are possibly AEM, like all the permissions that AEM has, admin has those permissions. But if you see for audit service, go to the permissions, you see the permissions are very limited. If you keep on expanding these folders, you might find some other permissions to specific folders, not entirely everywhere. So these kind of, and if you want to apply a new permission to this guy, audit service, you just have to click on this one, click on save, and new permissions will eventually get applied. It's that easy to manage. And again, there are a lot of techniques over here. We'll discuss those things once we are in the user admin part of the course. After that, you have system console. Now, this is the first screen that we saw. Close. We started our journey with this screen. So all the Java classes, all the Java code, it gets built into a jar file, and that jar gets deployed into your web console. Okay. This contains all the jar files, all the backend services which are up and running. You can keep a track what exactly services. Any custom code that we will write, their services as well would be deployed over here. For example, VDTL project is a custom project. Even though it is given to us by Adobe, but it is still created by someone, right? So there is one jar file which contain all the Java codes, all the Sling models, servlets, schedulers, and everything, which has been built using Maven, and that has been deployed in your AEM. So whenever I want to access any service from here, I just need to call the class name and I would be able to access it. And similarly, there is one more thing that you should know about, that is called as configuration or configuration manager. So any project level global configurations that you have, those things are stored over here. Again, these two bundles and configurations will be very theoretical for you right now, but when we'll dive into the backend section, all these things will fall into places. Whatever doubts you have will eventually be cleared. So right now, do you have any questions for me? Nice.
If we do Maven build and automatically backend code will deploy to system console, or we need to do any configuration changes?
If you are running it on 4502, just like me, it will automatically get deployed if you give the proper flags. Because to deploy it automatically, you have to give certain flags in the command. If the flags are properly given, it will get deployed. You need not to do anything manually. Okay. Any other questions? Guys?
No, Ashish.
Anyone else?
No, I think good as of now.
Okay. Okay, then I think if there are no questions, I have completed what I had decided for today. Things that I wanted to show you and explain you. So let's meet tomorrow, same time, so that we can move further in the session. And tomorrow we'll see other things, how the settings has to be done, so that eventually by Friday we can start this thing, the actual development process of creating the project structure, creating your static templates, creating your components, and gradually we'll hit it off from there. Okay guys, then let's wrap it up. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time.
Thanks, Ashish.
Cool. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Ashish.
Thank you.